Coming to you live from Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada. The entertainment, the gambling, the fight capital of the world. And it is time for our main event. Alfonso Gomez. He has fought some of the who's who in boxing, taking on the hard-hitting Ed Paredes. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Paul Malignaggi, what stands out?
Well, you know, both guys are close in height, although Paredes, looking at them in the ring, looks like he's a bit more than an inch taller than Alfonso Gomez. Aside from that, I mean, Gomez is 4 years older. You know, you see the reach from Paredes, and again, that goes to show you 5-inch reach advantage with just a 1-inch height advantage. I'm telling you, I'm thinking Paredes is a bit more than 1 inch taller than Gomez as I look at them both in the ring right now.
Both men are in the ring. Let's get the official introduction. Here's Joe Martinez.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, live on Fox Sports 1 and Fox Deportes from the joint here at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the main event of the evening. 10 rounds of boxing scheduled in the junior middleweight division. Presented by Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and sponsored by Corona Extra, la cerveza más fina. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day. And Martel. The 3 judges scoring this bout at ringside on the 10-point must system: Adelaide Byrd, Dick Houck, and Dave Moretti. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Kenny Bayless. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the judges are ready. And the fighters are ready. Las Vegas, Nevada, make some noise if you are ready! Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Wearing white trunks trimmed in blue, he weighed in officially 150 pounds. This veteran brings an outstanding record that stands at 35 victories. Just 3 defeats with 1 draw and 23 wins coming by way of knockout. From Lawrence, Massachusetts, and now fighting out of Miami, Florida, here is Ed the Lion Paredes. And across the ring, his opponent stands fighting out of the blue corner. Wearing white trunks trimmed in blue with the flag of the USA. He weighed in officially 150 1/4 pounds. His professional record stands at 23 victories, 6 defeats, 2 draws, and 12 wins coming by way of knockout. Desde Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, here is Alfonso Gomez. Once again, referee Kenny Bayless with the final instructions.
Chief. Okay, we're okay on the trunks on both sides. Now, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I'm here to protect you, but you have to protect yourself at all times and keep this fight clean at all times. Remember, what I say, you must obey. Good luck to both of you. Touch them up.
Here we go. It is the main event. You see Alfonso Gomez came on the national scene 10 years ago, really, when he started on the reality show The Contender, finished 3rd in that.
Can't believe it's already been 10 years since The Contender. Man, do I feel old.
Yeah, how old do I feel then? Ed Paredes there in the white trunks. Gomez, silver trunks, black trim.
Well, like Gomez had the opportunity to be on Contender, and it gave him that national notoriety. And he was able to parlay that very well with some, you know, big-name fights and a solid win even over Arturo Gatti.
Yes.
Ed Paredes, on the other hand, has not really gotten a lot of the national TV exposure, but he's shown himself to be a solid contender. He's got a knockout win over Vivian Harris, who's a former world champion himself. So, you know, here's a chance for even Paredes to show himself on the national level.
Interesting thing about Gomez is he hasn't fought in 2 years. He has not fought in 2 years. He said he needed that time off to heal some injuries.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, when you get older, that's what happens. You know, you need some time off to kind of work out the kinks in your body and, you know, maybe recover from some injuries, like he said. And sometimes you're even wondering whether you want to do it or not. You know, you get to a certain age, yeah, you got to kind of light that spark up again for that hunger to fight.
In fact, his last fight, he lost to Sean Porter.
Yeah.
After a couple of years, it was a couple of years ago, and he said after that loss, he thought about it, said, maybe I don't have it anymore. But he had the elbow injury and a number of injuries he knew that he fought through, but he said, you know, he felt a lot better considering where Sean Porter is now.
I was just going to say that, you know, maybe he's seen the progress Sean Porter has made in the years after that, you know, in the 2 years after Sean Porter has become a very good world champion. And so I think maybe it may have lit the spark for Gomez as well to say, hey, you know what, I was just in the ring with that guy, and look how far he went. Let me try this again. But let's not forget, Paredes is a guy who's been looking for an opportunity like this, a national TV exposure.
Yes.
And throughout his career, he's shown himself to be a very capable fighter. So he's got a chance to show that now nationally and to a lot of people that may not know him.
Paredes has got good punching power. In his 35 wins, 23 have come by knockout. 17 of those knockouts have come in the third round or less. Good punching power, and he says he's going to use it coming after Gomez. Here's a left hook by Paredes. We talked about at the beginning of this broadcast, you know, Gomez has fought some of the who's who in boxing. Fought Miguel Cotto. He was stopped by Cotto. That was back in 2008. Fought Canelo Alvarez. He was stopped by Alvarez in the 6th round. But his career-defining win for him, for Gomez, was he stopped the late, great Arturo Gatti, the Hall of Famer. That was back in July of 2007. In fact, that was Gatti's last fight.
Yep. Retirement fight for Arturo.
That's the end of round 1 as they fill each other out in that first round. This broadcast of Golden Boy on Fox is brought to you by Corona Extra, La Cerveza Más Fina, and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
Busca el gancho, tira y busca el gancho. Va a calentar. No te preocupes, vamos arriba. Golpe tubital, que te está bien, ¿no? Una lente tubital. No le enseño ahí. Y no te me pongas chiquito, ¿eh? Te agropea con él, no lo dejes que se crezca. No lo dejes que se crezca. Dale alto, dale alto. No lo dejes crecer. Dale alto. Mira, que tú mira que bien estamos. Vamos arriba, vamos arriba.
You get a good look at Alfonso Gomez. He also beat Jose Soto Carras 2009. Had surgery on his wrist about a year ago. Also had to let some ligaments heal in his elbow. One of the reasons why he hadn't fought in a couple of years is Paredes jumps right after him here in round 2. And Paredes said, look, I think this guy is older. He's faded. I'm going to go after him. Gomez's contention is, I've been in the ring with some of the best. Paredes is now coming into deep waters. I'm a shark. This is what he said in the fighter meeting.
Well, you know, you got to give yourself all the mental confidence you can give yourself. You know, Gomez is right. He's been in the ring with some of the best fighters in the world. But, you know, I think Paredes has also wanted to do that, but maybe he hasn't gotten the opportunity. So it's a good fight for both guys to show what they want to show.
Yeah, Paredes says, listen, I understand what he's saying. I dismiss it. I've trained and I've sparred with Luis Collazo. I've sparred with Erislandy Lara. Even jab judo. As Gomez goes to the body of Paredes. Another left to the body.
Gomez, one thing he's been in throughout his career has been a very good body puncher, and he showed some signs of it there. Some good left hooks to the body.
Right to the body, and he steps out. One thing Gomez says that motivates him in this fight is the sense of urgency. He says, I am 33, I haven't fought in a while. I need a win against a nice, good contender like this guy to get my name back out there, and he wants another crack at the title, he says.
Yeah, at 33 years of age, there's always that urgency, you know, and especially if you haven't got any momentum, you've got to develop it. You've got to build that momentum very fast. And so, you know, it's smart of him to take a tough fight right off the bat, you know, especially if he comes out with the victory, it'll really go a long way in building that momentum.
So right, he said there was no time for me to take a tune-up. I needed to fight someone good right off the bat because he wants to have a high-profile fight or at least a title fight after this.
And really, credit to him for taking on an Ed Paredes, because Ed Paredes is all risk, no reward in a lot of ways. He doesn't have the name notoriety, but he's a better fighter than people recognize or may realize.
Paredes trained for a little bit over 2 months, he said, for this fight in Miami. Now makes his home in Florida. Sparred a lot, he said, with Guillermo Rigondeaux. Final seconds here. Welcome back. You're watching Golden Boy Live here on Fox Sports 1. We're in the joint beside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino here in Las Vegas. This is the main event. Alfonso Gomez, those silver trunks with the black trim, taking on Ed Paredes. And those white trunks. Paredes is 29 on a 15-fight unbeaten streak. Tonight's CompuBox stats, they're brought to you by ThrowdownFantasy.com. You can draft fighters, track stats, and wins. Gomez has thrown a lot more punches and connected, obviously, at a higher rate. There's a left hook by Paredes. Come on!
Paredes has shown himself throughout his career to be a good puncher, above average puncher, maybe even a good power puncher, but it seems lethargic as Gomez is keeping him off balance with a solid jab and a busy style, and just a little bit of enough movement to kind of keep Paredes off balance. Paredes, good jab when he shows it, but he's plotting a little bit. He seems lethargic. He's got to kind of get a little snappier, maybe get a little sharper. Where he threw a hard left hook there.
Right to the body by Gomez, and you're right, Paul. You know, a lot of Paredes' fights, he's been right after the guy, jumped right on him, and have taken him out. In fact, he said he was going to try to box a little bit more in this fight, but we haven't seen either. We haven't seen him get aggressive. We haven't seen him box too much.
Yeah, and it's actually been Gomez was boxed in spots by moving around and picking his spots, and then when he wants to attack, pounce on Paredes, and then get back on the outside. Paredes shows the jab here, but he's got to figure out how to close distance in a balanced way so that he can set up his own the rest of his offense.
Paredes is 29. First time for him fighting here in Vegas. Paulie talked about it at the very beginning of this fight. He said, a win here, boy, that puts my name in the national spotlight. Under a minute here in round 3. See Kenny Bayless warning Paredes, get the punches up. 30 seconds here. Left to the body by Gomez.
Paredes has to throw in a bit of more combinations, looking for one big shot. And Gomez is just not giving him the target to be able to land that one big shot. Really good body shot by Paredes. He came after he threw a hard right hand. But you see right there, he threw one big hard right hand. You can't put yourself out of position by throwing one big power shot. You got to try to put him in bunches because a guy like Gomez is not going to give you an opening for just one big shot. He's a veteran, you're going to have to earn it.
Well, we're in Vegas. Paulie, pack your bags. We're going on the road.
San Fran.
Yeah, next week we're going to be in San Francisco. After that, the end of the month, Indio, California.
Some good fights. Macedo Hesta versus Luis Arceo. You know, both guys have been fringe lightweight contenders. Gomez in Paris as well. You know,
yeah.
Gomez has shown spots where he's been a very good prospect. And Vernon Paris, at one time, a very good prospect, who still has a very good record. So looking to get himself back in the mix.
And then in August, of course, Texas and Jerry Belmonte's. I mean, he quite a showing against Omar Figueroa Jr. I mean, there were even some who thought Belmonte's won that fight.
Yeah, he put up a very good fight against Omar Figueroa. He had beat him in the amateurs, lost the closest decision to him in the pros against Abner Cotto, who Omar Figueroa actually has fought as well. So both guys have fought and lost to Omar Figueroa, but Montes performed a lot better.
This is our main event. And so far, Alfonso Gomez, fighting for the first time in 2 years, has put on quite a boxing exposition here. Pops Paredes with a left hook. And a left to the body there by Gomez.
I love it. I love it.
Has Gomez surprised you? Considering he hasn't been in the ring?
You know, I can't say I'm surprised because we've seen what Gomez is capable of through the years. He's been a very good contender, a very good fighter. He's been showing himself to be capable of handling himself with the best in the world. You know, I was curious to see what he would do with Ed Paredes because I figured Ed Paredes would come out with a sense of urgency, seeing this was his big opportunity. But so far, Gomez has done a good job of keeping him off balance. It's like I said in the last round, Paredes has to stop looking for one big shot. And until he stops doing that, he's going to be kept off balance by Alfonso Gomez. As a matter of fact, in the corner, they need to tell Paredes, start to set traps and put your punches in bunches a little bit because one big shot may have worked in the past and you can't punch, but Gomez is not going to let you find them that easily.
Yeah, Gomez has really fought this fight thus far at a distance. When he's gotten in, he's gotten his combinations and then gotten right back on, didn't grab Paredes.
There was one big right hand, and that's it. And he fell in. You know, he's looking for one big shot. He's got to open up his mind a little bit. He's got to think more clearly. He's got to get a bit more creative than that because this is a step up for Paredes, and these are the kind of fighters where they're just not just going to give you openings. Alfonso Gomez is not just going to let you have the opening. He's going to make you earn it. And if you're not capable of earning it, he's going to punish you.
Good give and take by both guys there. Under a minute here in the fourth round. Big right hand by Paredes misses.
You can see the way he throws his shots. You could probably, if they land, they're heavy and they're damaging. But again, these one shot at a time situations are just not working for him. Gomez knows it's coming.
Meanwhile, Gomez, a couple of punches, steps out and moves. Final 10 seconds here, the fourth round. Oh, there's a left that drops Gomez. Finally, Paredes finds the target with that left hand.
And yeah, Gomez reached in a little bit with the right hand. He started getting a little bit too confident in his own work. You always got to remember that if you do have a guy that can punch in front of you, yeah, he's looking for one shot at a time. Don't give it to him. And Gomez maybe got a little bit carried away, but it could have been a slip.
You heard Gomez say, hey, I slipped.
Let's see here. And yeah, you know what? It is a slip.
Yeah.
You know what it is? I mean, a jab lands, but that's not what caused the knockdown. The momentum of Gomez missing the right hand actually is what brought him down, as you can see. Gomez threw his own right hand, missed it, and fell on the follow-through. Nice jab by Paredes, but I'm a firm believer. Yeah, you know what? By the book, this is a knockdown because a punch lands, but at the same time, I'm a firm believer that the knockdown has to be a direct result of the punch, meaning there has to be a short circuit from the brain to the legs that cause you to go down. Nothing from balance. You know, if you want to score a knockdown as damaging, and you want to score a knockdown as something and have an extra point because it's a damaging blow, then it has to come from a damaging blow. I understand the reasoning for the knockdown here. The punch lands, but I think sometimes you have to read between the lines.
So let's see how this plays out in this fight, because Gomez goes down in the 4th round. Paredes gets credited with the knockdown. Let's see if now he steps up the intensity level.
Yeah, maybe what Paredes needs. Let's see. You know, maybe give him a little bit.
There's another left hook by Paredes.
And you see where it came? It came after he threw the right hand.
Yeah.
He's throwing him a bit more in bunches now. Maybe not big combinations, but now he's following up with a hook after the right hand, at least.
Gomez is still throwing more punches, connected at the higher rate. But that sense of urgency that we hadn't seen out of Paredes at the beginning of the fight, we now see it here in round 5. Now, if you're Gomez, do you try to capitalize on Paredes being too aggressive now?
You know, like 1-2 right there. You know, I think with Gomez, you keep doing what you were doing before. It was what gave you success. If it's not broke, don't fix it. You know in your mind the knockdown was from a slip. Even though they didn't count it, keep doing what you were doing. And just be careful with Paredes' big shots. You know, for the most part, Paredes will telegraph them or show you when he's going to do it, you know, or he'll throw one at a time even. So if you stay smart, you can't outbox him, but you've got to be very alert because Paredes, that power is very dangerous.
It's a left hook by Gomez. There's that right hand by Paredes, followed up with a left hook to the jaw of Gomez. Minute now, left here in round 5. Let's join the 3rd member of our broadcast team, Jessica Rosales. She spoke to the corner of Eddie Paredes. Jess?
Yeah, Paredes has a game plan that they are executing, and their game plan is to go 10 rounds. They said he is a warrior, and that right now he's just starting to gain speed. And that knockdown that you guys saw, they said that gave him confidence. He feels like he is in control of this fight. Really feels like he can manhandle Gomez.
Thanks, Jess. As they both exchange here at the center of the ring. Good give and take by both guys. Another left hand by Paredes.
That knockdown may have spurred even Gomez to want to fight a little
bit more.
And maybe it'll give Paredes a chance to land a real big shot.
Final seconds here of round 5. Both guys have picked up the action.
Respírame. Oye bien lo que está pasando aquí. Ese muchacho está puesto para ti. Tú no has tirado un golpe de... ¿Tú te acuerdas que me rompiste una costilla a Milton Núñez? Aquí. No lo he visto que lo ha hecho. Y él está para ti ahí. 1-2. Y cuando tú tienes ese gancho, él está ahí.
Siente confianza, muévete, mueve el cuerpo. Para que comienzas a contragolpear, por favor. Ya sabes hacerlo. Manos arriba todo el tiempo, tirando y manos arriba, moviéndote. No te quedes ahí adentro. ¿No te sientes bien de condición?
You see a replay of the last round. Gomez reaches out to throw the hook to the body, but Paredes is waiting for him with a hook to the head. And so then you can't reach down to the body when you're going there. You see a jab there by Paredes after that. You want to get to the body, you want to be a little bit closer range, or at least if you're not going to be in closer range, be careful because the left hook to the head could be return fire at you.
Round 6, these guys came right after each other. They're fighting on the inside now. Both throwing big bombs.
That's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, Gomez misses. No. And Kenny
It's the same thing again.
Yes.
It's the same thing.
Yes,
missed the right
finally
hand.
gets a knockdown.
Oh, no. This is the same thing as the other round. He throws that right hand with an arching manner, and the momentum brings him to one knee. Granted, maybe Gomez was short off the right hand, so the momentum doesn't throw him all the way to the ground, but that's why he's going down. It's not a punch.
So this has gotten interesting because the first 3 rounds, you know, Gomez had it pretty easily. But he got counted for a knockdown in the 4th round, and now here in the 6th makes this a much more interesting fight.
You would hope that those points aren't the reason for a decision going one way or the other.
We're halfway through round 6. Gomez has been down twice, counted as knockdowns, but on replay, they've looked more like a slip. There's a little combination by Gomez. Pops him with the jab, came back with a right hand. Gomez continues. Peck away at Paredes with that jab, following up with a right hand, and then he ducks Paredes' left counter.
Both guys shaking their heads at each other. That's the thing now, it might force Gomez to fight a little bit more reckless here. Now there's going to be 2 10-8 rounds in favor of Paredes, most likely. This round and that other round, they're going to be split 10-8, regardless of what you think of the knockdown.
Coming upon the final 10 seconds here in round 6. All right, let's take a look here at the supposed knockdown here in the 6th round.
And again, it's questionable because, again, you have a shot that does land, so technically you can count it a knockdown, but does it really land as much as it pushes him down behind on his back? I mean, does it count as a punch landed if it hits him in the back?
It didn't look like one.
Because again, look at the way Gomez follows through with that overhand right. He follows through too much to the point where he brings his weight to that side, so just a little shove will bring him down, you know, and that's kind of what's happened on both knockdowns. It's been more his fault than the punch landing. Technically, by the rules, do we say, yeah, he got touched with a glove, so you count it a knockdown? Yeah, but then you're applying the letter of the rules as opposed to the spirit of those rules, you know?
And so now, whereas the first 3 rounds you see Gomez there had dominated this fight, now he's been, he's got 2 knockdowns, one in the 4th, one in the 6th round. So does it change your way you're fighting? I go back to you fighting Zab Judah. Remember, you had that.
Yeah, you know, but with my situation, it was still early in the fight. I still had a game plan in mind, and I still had a chance to execute the game plan. I knew there was 12 rounds, and it was round 2. In this situation, you're halfway through the fight, and you've now got 2 10-8 rounds against you. You know, now it may force you to fight a little bit more reckless against an opponent who's known to be a big puncher. Maybe Gomez had a game plan, but now he may have to take more chances against a guy like Paredes. Because, let's be honest, Gomez has won some rounds here, but can we know for sure who's winning the fight now with 2 10-8 rounds in favor of Paredes? We don't.
Well, this is the 7th round. Gomez doing a right hook.
He loves throwing that right hook, though. Even if it brings him down when he misses it, he still throws it.
He throws it. Oh, pop Paredes with a couple of jabs there. Double jab. There's that right hook again by Gomez. This time he connects.
You'd almost like to see Gomez straighten out the right hand at times, and I'm not saying that the overhand right is not always going to work, because, you know, if it does work, sometimes it does land it, but if you mix the right hand straight and then once in a while throw an overhand
right like that,
that's the overhand right, and that's why he throws it, because he does land it at times. But sometimes maybe you throw straight, that way you don't let Paredes have a timing on what's coming his way, you know? It may come straight or it may come overhand.
It's a good 3-punch combination by Gomez. We talked at the beginning of this broadcast as Gomez pounds the body of Paredes. Came upon the national scene in 2004, the first season of that Contender reality show. Finished third in the Contender.
Paredes going
a left hook by Gomez.
And Paredes going back to that waiting game again. He's got to take advantage of a little bit more of these dead spots. He allows Gomez to dictate the pace on a nice right hand.
Yeah, right hand and a left hook. Paredes acknowledges it.
And it's really whether, and obviously Paredes is not hurt, but, you know, he's allowing Gomez to control and dictate the pace by not being busy in those dead spots. You know, you see the occasional jab from Paredes, but otherwise, you know, it's Gomez controlling the tempo and the pace, with Paredes throwing an occasional power shot as well.
Final seconds.
Is on a mission. Defeat anyone, anywhere, anytime. On July 12th, his quest brings him face to face with the most dangerous man in the division in a showdown for honor and glory.
And they are exchanging leather in the center of the ring.
Canelo Alvarez, Erislandy Lara. Honor and glory. Canelo versus Lara. Contact your pay-per-view provider to order.
And of course, that pay-per-view event will take place at the MGM Grand. You see it there here in Las Vegas. What a fight. You got two of the best 154-pound fighters in the world stepping into the ring. What are you thinking?
Competitive fight, you know, you got the knockdowns for Paredes, whether you agree with their knockdowns or not, they still count. And Gomez is, despite 2 years off, has boxed well in a lot of the spots. So it's up. I think it's still could be up in the air here in round 8 out of 10.
Gomez says he's 2 years off. He said he had no income. Boxing is his full-time job now. One of the reasons why he had to get back into the ring, one of his main motivations he said, talked about, is his family. Look on his trunks here. You can see he has the name of his daughters, Luna and Leon. He said the interesting thing is, my daughter's name is Leon, and he said, I'm fighting Ed Paredes. His nickname is Lion.
Wow. Maybe he took it as a sign, and that's why he fought him.
Exactly. Let's go to the third member of our broadcast team, Jessica Rosales. What do you got for us, Jess?
So Gomez's corner is not happy about those 2 knockdowns. They were telling me he's not tired. Paredes didn't hit him and cause him to go down, and Gomez isn't hurt. But they are telling Gomez not to throw himself with his punch. That's something that you guys were saying that he's doing. They want to see more counters from him, and those knockdowns, guys, that's just causing him to come back stronger and a little bit more motivated in these later rounds.
Thanks, Jess. We're going to need it. You're going to definitely need to see it, and you can see the past couple of rounds, Gomez has certainly picked it up. He comes after Paredes now.
Paredes holding on there.
These are rounds he needs to put in the bank.
Yeah, and Gomez, you know, has shown that urgency. He has been the busier fighter, especially after the knockdowns. Even before the knockdowns, there was a couple rounds in a row where he had controlled the tempo.
Looks like Paredes may be hurt.
And you start to wonder if that right hand before the last clinch was something that Paredes may have at least felt.
He's got a cut over his right eye, Paredes does. As Gomez now going on the attack. There's a left hook by Paredes as he fights his way off the ropes.
You still got to be careful with a guy like Paredes. You can't get reckless when you attack him because those heavy hands, they can come into play at any point.
Both guys exchanging leather. And exchanging right hands.
Paredes holding on there, trying to break up the momentum Gomez has developed here, has built up in this round.
Gomez continues to throw the combinations. Paredes seems to try to catch him, trying to catch him with that one big shot. Left hook by Paredes.
Looks like Paredes might be out of gas, or he might have felt some of those punches in this round.
Yeah, he was definitely stunned earlier in this round.
Tira más golpe, tira más golpe. Tira, tira. Nunca tira más golpe. Sácalo la toalla, por favor, Ahí está. You gotta win just 2 rounds, bro. If you don't win the 9 and 10, they're not gonna give it to us. Vamos para 9. You're in the right corner. Oíste. Vamos para 9.
Tu uppercut y tu volado de derecha. Eso te lo noqueas en este. Ya te digo, uppercut, uppercut.
Earlier in the round with the overhand right, and it's that overhand right that when Gomez's misses caused him trouble with his balance, but when he does land it, right there, it shows you why he throws it to begin with. There's a different angle of the same shot. Again, Paredes backs up to the ropes, and Gomez can actually follow up with combinations like this. Gomez had himself a very good round. And there, another shot right here with the right hand. Paredes looking for that right uppercut from the outside. Got to be careful when you throw that shot.
Well, this is round 9, and you heard the corner of Ed Paredes saying, hey, you got to win these rounds. So despite the 2 knockdowns, even his corner feeling a sense of urgency.
Yeah, because aside from the 2 knockdown rounds, you know, Paredes has had a very lethargic, lazy approach to the fight. And, you know, maybe he's come to the realization that it's not, maybe the corner come to the realization where they can't just rely on Paredes' power.
Right.
They need to get busy and try to win some of these rounds. Otherwise, even the 2 10-8 rounds won't be enough.
Which totally goes against what he talked about he was going to do, which is box in this fight.
But here's the thing, oh, there's a good left hook by Gomez. If you never really box in your career, and this is the way you fight, it's hard to just change it overnight. You know, you may have an intention to do something, but really you have a certain set style to you. You may make a couple of adjustments, but for the most part, this is what Paredes is. You know, he's a big punching guy, and sometimes the disadvantage to being a big puncher is that you kind of get lazy with your style. You know, you're always used to looking for that one big shot, and you get used to landing it. But that's the problem when you step up to the higher level of opposition. They won't just give you those big shots to say, here, hit me. Or if you do land them, these guys got better chins, too. It's a difference when you're stepping up to that world-class or fringe world-class level.
Halfway through round 9. Gomez, still the busier fighter.
Here we go, baby. Here we go. You love hugging.
Sometimes it's not about if Paredes even boxing. I mean, sometimes if he would just put some punches together, you know, he's looking for one big shot. Maybe you don't even have to box. Put a combination together or 2 combinations together. Sometimes you'll miss the first 2 shots. Maybe you'll catch Gomez in the 3rd or 4th shot. You know, you never know. If you move your hands, you give yourself a better opportunity to land your own punches.
Left hook by Gomez, finished it off with a right. You're so right when you talked about at the beginning of this, you know, Gomez hasn't fought in 2 years, but you said sometimes you need a break. And he had been through some wars from Canelo to Miguel Cotto, Jesus Carras. I mean, he had fought some big-time guys, but he had a ligament injury in his elbow, the wrist surgery. He said, I had to get help. He said, in fact, this is the healthiest I've been in 6 years. And he looks it.
Yeah, and you know what? A boxing career, a professional boxing career will do that to you. You know, you're consistently fighting, consistently, you know, taking damage and giving damage. You know, you're going to have wear and tear on your body, especially as you get older.
Final seconds here of round 9. And it's Gomez, who continues to put on the pressure.
Último round,
Tiro de abajo, los pinches ganchos. Gancho, gancho, y luego te vas arriba. No, nomás arriba, 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 arriba.
No había listo. Sí, el tajao, si tú ahora le caes arriba, él no sale más.
Last and final round. Take this. Watch the holding. Watch the holding.
Entra de arriba ahora. Do or die.
See action again from the last round, and Gomez attacking behind the jab, backing up Paredes to the ropes, and then trying to let go of the rest of the combinations. He's able to land a good hook there. See, different angle, the same thing. Backing up Paredes to the ropes with the jab, getting Paredes in a defensive position to let go of some more shots. He tried to let go of shots as Gomez was coming in, try to catch him coming, but he's got to take more of the initiative and not be so defensive.
10th and final round. Alfonso Gomez has been down twice in this fight, at least. Kenny Bayless has said he's been down twice. Once in the 4th, once in the 6th. Oh, there's a right hand by Paredes, but it was Paredes' corner imploring him to go after Gomez in this 10th and final round.
Because you might be hard-pressed to find the round you give Paredes aside from the knockdown rounds. And that's a lot to do with Paredes' lazy approach to the fight. You know, I'm not saying he's not in shape or lazy training-wise. It's just, again, going back to sometimes when a guy's a big puncher, he just sits back and thinks he's going to land a big shot and the fight's going to be over. And that's not always the case when you're fighting the better fighters in the world.
They tie each other up.
Alfonso Gomez is battle-tested. He's been in with big punchers like Miguel Cotto or Arturo Gatti, you know, veteran guys, you know, championship-level guys like Sean Porter, you know, so
Canelo Alvarez
even, yeah, exactly. So, you know, it's not something, you're not going to show Alfonso anything he hasn't seen already. So it's up to Ed to really make the proper adjustments in his style to at least have come with a busier style.
He's got 90 seconds at Paredes to do what he says he wanted to do. Fighting here in Vegas for the first time. Put on a great showing, he said. And put his name and his skills on another level. But thus far, it's been Alfonso Gomez.
And there's a straight right hand from Gomez that I started talking about.
Been out of the game for 2 years. Letting some injuries heal. And he's fighting like he hasn't missed a beat. Tags Paredes again with a right.
It's like Paredes' facial expression never changes. He does a great job of keeping that poker face. But I gotta tell you, he's gotta be frustrated.
Absolutely.
He's gotta be. It's just, he's trying to get off one shot at a time. It doesn't work even when he does land it. Trying to follow Gomez around and walking into shots. I can't imagine he's not frustrated.
He's tried like heck to throw that left hook and connect with it. And you can see Gomez now keeping that guard up, especially with the right hand. 20 seconds here.
It's frustrating to watch Paredes myself because you see this guy, and he's probably has all this ability, but he's not using it. He's not giving himself a chance to win the fight.
Gomez thinks he's got to win. Under 10 seconds. It should be an interesting decision. As you can see, the right eye, the swelling.
Thank you so much.
Eddie Paredes. Who won this fight? It should be interesting when we come back. The official decision of our main event here on Golden Boy Live. Thank you, Jay Dan. Appreciate it. That's right, our main event just ended. Tonight's CompuBox stats. They're brought to you by ThrowdownFantasy.com. You can draft fighters, track stats, and win. And when you look at the numbers, it was Gomez as we recap the fight, Paulie.
And it's either first flash knockdown here. Could have been a slip. You know, by the rule, again, like we were talking about, a punch grazed Gomez. Was it the punch that knocked him down, or was it Gomez's own balance? Same thing here in this round. Matter of fact, Gomez actually gets hit in the back there, but again, he's throwing that weird overhand right, but when he misses it, he takes his own momentum the other way. Kenny Bayless calls it a knockdown. 2 knockdowns in the fight, but aside from that, Gomez was very busy over the course of the rounds, landed his share of shots, initiated a lot of the offense. And, kept Ed Paredes pretty much off balance. So it'll be interesting to see get this decision.
Well, let's find out who won this fight. Time for the official decision. Is Joe Martinez.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Dave Moretti has it 99-92. Dick Houck, 98-92. And Adelaide Bird has 96-93. All for your winner by unanimous decision, Alfonso.
Wow, so Alfonso Gomez, despite the 2 knockdowns.
The one judge didn't even count one of them.
Didn't even count one of them.
I don't think he counted any of them because he only gave Gomez one less round, one less point. You got to feel frustrated for Paredes. You know he's capable of more. You see this physically imposing guy. He's got more in him, but he's got to go back to the gym and really get back to those fundamentals.
Alfonso Gomez says he wants to either fight Daniel Jacobs or a Keith Thurman in his next fight. Is he ready?
Well, again, it's better late than never. He's 33 years old. You know what? He showed he's back in full force. Why not?
Well, it's been a great night here on Golden.